Hello, everybody, and welcome to today's Dynamics 365 Tech Talk. Today's topic is field service integration with finance and operations applications. I'm Sabrina Di Bartolomeo, a fast-track solution architect, and together with Satya Teki, we will moderate this session today. This is the first Tech Talk in a series of 2 Tech Talks. Today, we will have an overview of the new field service integration with finance and operations applications and highlight the differences compared to the legacy solution. The next tech talk will focus on a deep dive into the new integration. Both parts are recorded, and you will find the recording on the Tech Talk Dynamics community page. Let's work through today's agenda. We will start with a look at the legacy integration between field service and finance and operation applications. And this sets the baseline and helps us understand how things work in this integration. Then we will move into the new integration between field service and project operations. We will highlight what is new and what is preserved in the new integration model. This will make it clear which improvements the modern architecture brings and what familiar parts stay in the same. We will also go into a demo to show the experience end to end. We will then review our customer classification and approach, looking at how different customer scenarios affect the recommended path forward. After that, we will cover the current scope and design limitation for version 1. So expectations are clear around what's available today and what is planned for later phases. And finally, we will open the floor for questions, giving space to address any points that need further details or clarification. So with that, let's get started. This is how the legacy integration between field service and finance and operation application works. It synchronizes work order transactions from field service into finance and operations in real time. Each work order product or service automatically creates the corresponding project journals in F&O. Inventory levels come directly from supply chain management, and field service uses virtual tables to display true stock. As stated in the official documentation of this integration, and you can find the link in this slide, this integration will no longer be available after February 28, 2027. The Install Finance and Operation toggle will no longer be available in environments where the finance and operation integration isn't already installed or configured. And this beginning with the Field Service 8.8.139.398 release. Environments that already have the integration enabled will retain access and can continue until the feature deprecation. A new integration between field service and project operations is now available, which delivers deeper synchronization across work orders and projects. When connected with finance and operations, it provides an end-to-end experience that unifies field operations, project management, and accounting. As Microsoft continues to modernize integration patterns across Dynamics 365, these legacy capabilities are being replaced with a unified integration that connects service, project, and financial data more seamlessly through project operations. This slide shows at a high level how the new integration works. In field service, frontline managers create work orders to perform service tasks. Each work order is connected to a project in project operations, which handles the financial tracking. This connection gives the system the information needed to calculate costs, revenue, and billing. When a manager enters an estimated quantity or estimated time for a product or service on the work order, project operations automatically creates material estimates entries. After the field work is completed and the product or service line is marked as used, the system calculates the final prices based on the recorded work details. The consumed items and services are recorded as material usage logs. In project operation, material usage logs show the basic use of materials and services. They are turned into project journal lines for cost and revenue, which are checked and approved to make sure the financial data is correct. After approval, the journal lines become project actuals, which are the official financial records for the project and contract line. These actuals are then used to create draft pro forma invoices. The drafts are reviewed and adjusted if needed, and then confirmed for final invoicing. If Dynamics 365 Finance integration is turned on, the system creates project operations integration journal lines to send approved financial data from project operation to finance. Finance then turns these journal lines into accounting records, applies the correct accounting rules, performs revenue recognition, and posts customer invoices to the general ledger. The result is a continuous financial flow from the work order to the project and contract line, and then to the pro forma invoice, and finally to the posted invoice in finance. This slide shows some gaps of the legacy integration that are now addressed by the new one. One of the biggest gaps was the lack of extensibility. The new integration now supports low-code extensibility for custom fields and business logic across the integration. Just to mention another example, in the legacy integration, discounts on work order lines were not reflected on the F&O side. With the new integration, discounts are reflected on the total amount. The new integration uses the modern project operations architecture as the main orchestration layer, with native integration to finance and operations through integration journals. Now I will hand over to Satya that will demo the new integration.
Thank you, Sabrina. So we can go into the demo. In this demo, we can see how every work order in field service can be linked to a project in project operations. And when it's linked, estimates, material usage, and actuals automatically flow in the project financial records. You can track the long-term engagement with the customer and also the cost and profitability across many work orders associated with that particular customer. So here we are creating a project contract in project operations, and also we're creating a project contract line for the project contract. Please note the billing method here, which is time and material. And also we are associating a project with the project contract line. Now we create a work order, and we can now link the project created in the previous step with the work order here. Please note that this linkage can be done at any point during the work order lifecycle. Now, on the work order, we're trying to add a product. So here, we are adding a stock product. Please note the line status here is estimated. So we are estimating the quantity of the product on the work order. So here, the estimate quantity is 3. We provide the site and warehouse. Once this record is saved, we create estimate lines on the project associated with the work order. So these can be viewed from the work order context, and also this can be viewed from the project associated with the work order. So here we can see the cost and unbilled sales estimated created for the work order estimation. Later, now we progress to use the product on the work order. We flip the status to used, and we also provide the quantity. Once the record is saved, we create material usage for the material consumption on the work order in the project associated with the work order. So here you can see the material usage log created for the material consumption on the work order. Once the material usage log is approved, we create project actuals. So here we can see that there are the cost and the unbilled actuals created for the material usage log. Now, these actuals can be rolled over into finance and operations. We do that by using the project operations integration journal. So we've created and posted the project operation integration journal in finance and operations. This brings in the actuals created for the work order into finance and operations using dual write. We can also see the material usage, create inventory transactions for the material consumption on the work order in finance and operations. So the last line here shows the material consumption of 4 on the project. We can also view the posted transactions on the project in finance and operations. These transactions are posted for the project and subsequently we invoice using project invoicing in project operations. We can move to the next slide. Okay. Here, I want to highlight how this integration creates a unified financial and operational experience across field service, project operations, and finance. At its core, it delivers a consistent financial foundation for end-to-end service and project execution. Instead of disconnected systems, we establish a single financial backbone that governs costing, billing, and forecasting, and reporting from work order to general ledger. With the new integration, we support both stocked and non-stocked materials through one financial pipeline, eliminating reconciliation gaps and ensuring accurate margin visibility. Work orders can be flexibly linked to projects or agreements so that the current financial context, dimensions, and billing rules are applied automatically. Also, when changes happen, whether to labor, materials, or project scope, the system handles them through automatic reversals and recreation of financial records. In the new integration, we can associate multiple work orders that can roll into a single project, enabling full lifecycle tracking of cost, revenue, and performance. Also, actuals flow seamlessly from field service into project operations and finance, providing real-time visibility and strong governance through configurable approval controls. At the same time, organizations retain flexibility in pricing and costing models. From an operational standpoint, technicians can capture labor and materials offline with full inventory and dimension compliance. Serial and batch tracking ensures traceability for regulated industries. Ultimately, this integration delivers end-to-end visibility across service, project, and contract portfolios, combining operation agility with financial control. Next slide. So, in the current release, work orders are associated at the project level. This means the financial context is defined by the project, while more granular association at the project task level is planned for future releases. Work orders are supported for projects that are linked to project contract. This ensures that there is a clear customer agreement, billing structure, and financial foundation in place. The focus today is on customer facing revenue generating scenarios. From a transaction perspective, version 1 focuses on material transactions. This delivers strong value for inventory, costing, and billing. Time integration is on the roadmap to extend the end-to-end financial coverage over time. The in the new integration also supports flexible inventory consumption model. Projects can be associated with work orders at different stages of execution, giving operation flexibility while requiring customers to plan their inventory governance accordingly. So for V1, the key takeaway is a solid production-ready foundation, clear project and contract alignment, material-driven financial flow, and flexibility in execution. So with that, we go on to the roadmap. The next slide. So what's coming in the roadmap? So the common theme of this roadmap is execution, helping organizations manage their project better by tightly aligning field work with project delivery and financial control. One of the key upcoming improvements is aligning field execution with project milestones. This means progress, cost, billing, and are no longer inferred or delayed, but directly driven by real work happening in the field. We're also working on better synchronization between project tasks and work orders. So the field work is scheduled at the right time based on project dependencies and delivery plans. This helps reduce rework and improves predictability for both operations and project teams. Another important area is time capture and approval. Time entered in field service will flow through project operation rules for approval and pricing, ensuring consistency across field and non-field activities. As approved time and work are completed, project progress and effort tracking will be updated automatically. Finally, planned materials from project side will become visible earlier on the work orders. This helps technicians prepare better, improve material planning, and reduces last-minute changes in the field. You move on to the next slide. So with that, we want to talk about different customers in the different life cycles. So here we're talking about customers using existing FS and FO integration. Today, the customers who are integrated using project management accounting framework in finance and operations, their projects and financial transactions are managed directly in PMA, and the integration relies on the previous integration. For these customers, the recommended approach is not to try to retrofit or extend the legacy model. Instead, the guidance here is to plan a structured transition to the modern architecture. The transition involves closing existing PMA projects and settling any open transactions. So financials are clean and complete. Once that is done, new projects can be created using the modern architecture and then the associated and then can be associated with field service work orders going forward. The key point here is that this is forward-looking transition. Also, please note that the legacy integration to finance operations will no longer be available after Feb 28, 2027. The second set here uh, is customers who are very close to go live and already deep in their implementation using the existing field service and finance operation integration. The recommendation approach here is to continue with the existing model and complete the go live as planned. The priority here is stability and the successful production launch. After go live, Microsoft guidance is to plan structured transition to the modern architecture. Again, this involves closing the PMA-based projects, settling open transactions, and then creating new projects using the modern architecture. New projects can then be associated with field service work orders going forward. This allows customers to move to the new integration in a controlled, forward-looking without disrupting their initial go live. Also, again, please note for the legacy integration to financial operations will no longer be available after Feb 28, 2027 for these customers as well. Okay. And customers planning to use the integration, customers who are still in the early phases of their implementations and have not yet gone live in productions, these customers are in the best position to adopt the modern architecture from the start because there is no production dependency yet. The recommendation for these customers is to start directly with the modern architectures based on project operations. This means leveraging the standard project operation integrated deployment and aligning field service work order with projects and contracts from day one. By doing this, customers can avoid future rework, reduced complexity, and immediately benefit from the unified financial and operation model across field service, project operations, and finance and operations.
Thank you very much for participating. This slide is showing the main documentations available now. And this recording will be posted soon on the TechTalk website. So thank you very much for all of you participating to this session. Thank you very much for all the questions. I hope it was helpful. And thank you also to Satya and to Valerie.